This is the
Superintendent of Gedeh County.
We are here with the Superintendent of Gedeh.
I hope
We speak to the
here
media on issues of concern of Gedeh Management Law.
Press conference, I want you to be live everywhere because this is Gedeh County. And this is the it is Superintendent is Tawi Suku. It's a Tawi Suku. And this is the protocol of the county. It's Mr. Gao. At the back there is the coordinator. I think you guys know him. So he's just sitting at the back there acting like you know. But let me again say welcome. When the soup is ready, he sing us, and we'll start the ball rolling.
Ready. Okay. So
Good afternoon, everybody. Are your hands up?
Good afternoon.
Okay. I'm glad to be back in the country after a month-long visit to Monrovia, Ganta, Banga, and so on. I'm back in the country. And I thought to speak to the press, preview on why I was away from the country, and then maybe you can also share some information on why I occurred here, but I'm sure much of what happened in the country have been abreast by my people. Some of you were also in communication with me when I was out of the country. So on this day, I just want to share with you why we were away. And so on 28th of July, we were away from, we left the county, leaving in charge the county administrative officer, who later on joined me from the 4th to the 10th of August on trainings while we were away. The county was quiet. And I want to use this occasion to appreciate members of the county administration that were here and taking care of things in my absence. Also want to appreciate members of the security agencies in the county for maintaining peace and calm while we were away. We want to appreciate our own citizens who were there also as peace agents and ensuring that the peace and security of the county was upheld. Not forgetting members of the folk estate that were always there to inform us of happenings in the county and in our society. Quickly to speak to some issues, I was, prior to my departure, there were some issues that were bad that we needed to settle. Among some of those issues were the expire of the mandate of the smart community radio station. The smart radio has its own laws and has bylaws and a constitution that it uses to function. And from all indications, we realized that there were a lot of complaints coming to us as people who are to keep peace in the country. We're supposed to monitor the functionings of laws of Liberia, especially some of us that took oath to protect the constitution and the laws of Liberia. Mind you, whatsoever bylaw and constitution that you have that is governing an institution within the country is part of the laws of Liberia. This may sound strange to other people, but that is the reality. Because if you have some controversy within internally, the first place to go to find out way to adjudicate those matters is through your own bylaws and constitutions. So in furtherance of that, there are also laws of Liberia, and we are supposed to protect the laws. In so doing, we understand from the bylaws that the current bull tenure have expired double. So from consultations, we were informed to do something to straighten that sense that it could be an early warning to conflict, because when people are complaining and you ain't know these kind of complaints, they can degenerate and spiral of confusion in society. In our role as leaders of the community, because all of us know Smart Radio is a community radio station. So we consulted with the Association of Liberia Community Radio Station. We consulted with lawyers, and they said, Honorable, you can set up an ad hoc committee that will draft elections of the new board members. upon this note, we are hereby satisfied to establish an ad hoc committee for the smart community radio that will steer the affairs of election within 4 to 6 weeks to have elections and construct a new board of the smart community radio. And in our own wisdom, knowing some capacity of some of our own brothers and sisters in the county who are able to move things around and to ensure that the rule of law is upheld, I'm appointing Mr. Fano Wado as the chair of the ad hoc committee to restore sanity and the rule of law to smart community radio station. Fano Wado will be the chairman on our ad hoc committee. Madam Wachen Bode will be the vice chair on our ad hoc committee. We are appointing a member from the Akko Liberia Community Radio Station to be a member on our committee. Mr. Gedeh is one of those committee members also to ensure smooth transition. Mr. Victor Beye, Ms. Jacqueline Kayawe will serve as secretary to the board, the ad hoc committee that is supposed to steer the affairs until new elections are held. And member, the Grand Gedeh Bar Association also is a legal entity, will also nominate one person to that board. The religious council will be represented by Pastor Richard Badu, and also Imam Amara Kwene will be serving as a resource member because he also has some experience serving on our board. Mr. George Dube, the new youth coordinator, will represent on our board to see the interest of youth is also flagged. Mr. J. Nicholas Suku will be representing my office to see that there be no disparity, there be no form of just to ensure that transparency is enhanced in the selection process and that people, their bylaws and constitutions are respected at that level. So the board beginning tomorrow should start holding meetings, coming up with some kind of small budget that will help them to function while they are preparing to set up a new board for smart radio, because there are 9 institutions that are supposed to be represented and all of them have sat there, remain mute over the period, and they weren't able to hold election, and by their own bylaws, each board is supposed to elapse after 3 years, and they've gone almost 7 years. That something that is a potential source of conflict, and we don't want to see that in the county. So that is something that I think we determined to deal with, and we can deal with it in that manner. The next thing is like I said, the station should be run without trouble because we invest our resources. We don't like to see our resources, being trampled over in a manner that will give us some trouble. Back to our Ganta conference, while we were there, we had election. The Ministry of Internal Affairs had a series of orientation activities for members of the local government, which we spent from the 4th to the 10th. And luckily, our political skillfulness was employed, and we have elections of the National Council of Chiefs, and Grand Gedeh was able to win one of the vice president's vice chairperson's position for peace building and reconciliation, and our paramount chief, Madam Rhoda Gamo, is one of the national leaders to represent Grand Gedeh on our board, and she'll be one of the national representatives of the paramount chiefs in Liberia on the National Council of Chiefs. That's a good news for Grand Gedeh, I'm sure. Also, we were informed by the Ministry of Youth and Sport that Grand Gedeh County will be hosting the national county meet in our stadium, and our activities, we have to prepare them in the county so that by the time we enter the period, we'll all be in hard gear. Today, I should have been appointing the National Steering Committee, but I'm going to postpone it to next week. I want to hold meeting with the sports people before that pronouncement can be made. The team that will lead us to the national county meet. Grand Gedeh County is hosting, and I want all of us to be out there to help our county and to ensure we mobilize resources that will make us to take the trophy this year. We need every hand on deck. We don't need negativities in this case. We need people who can defend the image of Grand Gedeh County and not making trouble. From some of the activity we went through over the period, the orientation exercise, EPA also took up for another 3 days. From EPA, we did e-procurement training so that our activities remain transparent into the public space because we are managing public resources. We did integrated training at the EPA, no, the PPCC. EPA, we contributed to the development of the nationally determined contribution to climate change. When we talk about climate change and climate resilience, we need to have national strategy. And one of the national strategies is this NDC, which is nationally determined contribution. What can you do to help climate adaptation? These are things that we got some trainings. From there, we also talk about, we had some meeting with the MICA where we talk about tourism. On this note, I will be appointing a pro bono service tourism director for Grand Gedeh County, and that is no one else but Mr. Boy Peter, who will be the tourism, cultural and tourism director for Grand Gedeh County. We serving at a pro bono level so that we could develop our tourism industry. We improve on our culture. His selection is based on the fact that he has some experience in tourism. He has traveled the world. He has seen how some of these experiences. He has gone to places, and he's been one of the more researching Granadians who have some historical backings. He's always providing some historicity of Grand Gedeh County. Many of you here may know. So it's my pleasure, and our whole entire structure of our community will be established. But for now, he has been appointed as the Grand Gedeh County Cultural and Tourism Director. We want to work with him to ensure that we improve on tourism. I spoke to him personally, and he has willingly accepted to serve that position to help Grand Gedeh County to move into the tourism sector because we are looking at know it very well. Grand Gedeh, not Grand Gedeh, Liberia is now possessing 42% of the Upper Guinea forest that remains, in West Africa, and we can subscribe to ecotourism that will help to see something. Grand Gedeh is an attractive place, and that's why we are pushing our people. We can make money from ecotourism. We can make money from marine tourism because the different bodies of water that have some attraction. There are some spots in Grand Gedeh that have waterfalls and other things. We can explore those places by developing many. You see the Batawi, people go there at the waterfall and they make money from there. Grand Gedeh have some attractive places, nice tourism attraction. So we need to focus in this area to bring people to Grand Gedeh County to make money. As you all know, by the time the president appoints the local government fiscal board, Grand Gedeh County will have to start developing strategy to attract money to the county. Well, because we'll be financing our own budget from our own home source, our own source revenue generation activities, what the government is going to give, what we generate locally. All these will help to form our budget and then attract development to our people. So if we are to do this, we have to pull people with skills, people with capability that will help us to move along this line. Tourism is one of the active things around the world now that is making money. So we have to do things to help our local economy. And I want all of you to give your support to Mr. Bobila as he endeavors to set up the tourism and cultural industry in Grand Gedeh County. Will do all we can do to develop this sector. Okay. Like I was just saying, by next week, we will be appointing or setting up the sports steering committee. And all those who are sport lovers, we were asking you to give your support to make Grand Gedeh hosting story a successful one. We are also moved today to establish this is administrative regulation that will help all of us to keep our county clean. We are declaring the last Thursday of every month as the county clean-up campaign day. It runs from 6 in the morning to 10 a.m. Let us give this a wider flourish so that the entire county can remain clean. If this county is clean, we'll be healthy, our children will be healthy, our schools environment will be healthy, our clinic and hospitals environment will be healthy. Let us embark on this, and I want everyone to receive it with an open mind. Forget about whether you like Ellis Grant or not, but this is something that we can do for the good of our people every last Thursday of the month. Some may want to argue why Thursday and not Saturday. You know, we are all strong Christians in our different backgrounds. We respect, religious tolerance. On Friday, the Muslims go to their mosque. We don't want to interfere with them. On Saturday, the Adventists and believers of the testimony of Jesus Christ and those who are keeping the commandments of God and His righteousness, they go to their church on the Sabbath. We should respect that. On Sunday, the Sunday church goers go there and do their own thing. Thursday is a free day. Nobody is infringing anybody's religious right. So Thursday will be the ideal date after many consultations to celebrate that. And please respect this administrative regulation so that you don't fall into problem with the local authority. These have been discussed. The city mayor here in Zwedu, city mayors around the county in our other cities are all abreast of this. Let us give it every support that we stand. That it stands in need to succeed. It may not be legislation by the House of Representatives or Senator, but it's administrative regulation that we put in place that we need to keep our environment clean. So on this note, I think for now we'll stop here for question and answer.
His name is Humble at the CashAPP. He's the Superintendent of Grand Gedeh County. Speaking. My name is Lawmaker for watching Lawmaker TV Network.